The top 11 mistakes that Sigma females and Sigma males unwittingly make. Everyone makes mistakes in life, including Sigmas. Have you caught yourself making some of these errors in your life? Let's get straight into it. Make sure you watch until the end as we've saved the most important mistake until last. Number 1. Appearing unfriendly. It's pretty common for a Sigma to decline an invitation to someone's big and brash party. If they do attend the party, they'll probably spend most of their time observing the attention-grabbing behavior of some of the guests, while they quietly sip on their drink. The nature of the Sigma might lead others to conclude that they are unfriendly, when in reality Sigmas often find such events are just simply overwhelming and unfulfilling. Instead of declining a friend's invitation outright, a Sigma can avoid appearing unfriendly by suggesting to make plans with them, on a one-on-one basis, or in a small group. It's still important for Sigmas to avoid getting burnt out, so it's wise for them to still turn down the invites to the events that they know they are going to hate. However, it is important to sometimes take a chance in life to avoid appearing unfriendly. Number 2. Refusing to let people in. It's well established that Sigmas really need their alone time and they find interruptions to this extremely irritating. The Sigma might begin by cancelling some plans here and ignoring some phone calls there, but eventually they will realize that they haven't spoken with a close friend or relative for quite some time. The Sigma might justify it to themselves by thinking if it was something really important, or if the person really cared, they'd call back again. The problem with this way of thinking is the person who is calling them is probably using the same logic. They will most likely conclude that the Sigma doesn't care about them. If it's someone the Sigma really cares about, it's best just to call them straight back, make a plan they are comfortable with, and don't back out of it. It may even help the Sigma to explain it's just in their nature, and it's nothing personal. Withdrawing from friends can be a real struggle for Sigmas, particularly if their friend is going through some emotional hardship. Sigmas often struggle with handling the emotions of others, but it's important to show up and be there for the friends we really care about, even if it goes against our nature. Number 3. Refusing to ask for help. Sigmas are fiercely independent, and it is difficult for them to admit there is something they cannot accomplish on their own. They don't want to feel dependent on anyone, and due to their high IQ, they don't often have to. Even though Sigmas are self-aware enough to know their own weaknesses, their independent nature will often not allow them to ask for help. It's a habit that ultimately can be unhealthy if you let problems fester without asking for guidance. The best way Sigmas can get rid of this habit is to look at asking for help as a chance to learn and a chance to grow. This will appeal to the logical side of the Sigma and they'll be more inclined to ask for help in the future. Number 4. Ignoring the need to recharge. In a sense, this mistake is the polar opposite of the first two. As opposed to turning down too many invites, the Sigma can easily overextend themselves. Their tendency may be to alternate between the two. After a week of socializing, they may go back to being a hermit. If you want to prevent becoming a complete recluse, you should avoid letting your social energy bank run empty from the beginning. It's important for the Sigma to identify if they are feeling depleted. It's crucial that they don't feel obligated to attend something they are not interested in. They need to make sure they schedule their week so they don't have any social events on certain days. Number 5. Waiting for other people to initiate a conversation. Despite the fact that other personality types massively outnumber them, about 33% of the populace are fellow introverts. That means there are other people who are reluctant to engage in small talk too. It's important to sometimes be the one to start a conversation. A Sigma won't usually go for small talk, but by using their high IQ, there will be some topic that will be suitable. In a group of 15 people, there's a good chance that 5 of them are introverts as well, and they would probably appreciate some help in avoiding overbearing and over-talkative extroverts. Whether you're a Sigma, an INFJ or whatever type of introvert you are, introverts need to show solidarity and look out for each other. Number 6. Missing out on significant events. Turning down an invite to go out for drinks on a regular Saturday night is not the same as missing your nephew's first birthday or your close friend's wedding, just so you can hang at home binge watching Disney+. A Sigma must realize if they want to maintain their relationships and avoid hurting the people they care about, they have to compromise and go to certain events in life. After all, they might be able to leave early depending on what the event is. It's also not necessary for the Sigma to have to stay out until 3 a.m. after the wedding reception. It can help if they make the organizer aware of how long they can stay, so it doesn't appear rude. Even if it's not feasible to leave early, they can still get their breath back by going outside for a little fresh air, or by helping out with the party in some way. Number 7. Assuming they know everything. This tendency comes from introverts being historically undervalued in our culture. There is a bit of a backlash against extroverts now that introversion is being talked about more and appreciated. The truth is, whether you are an extrovert or an introvert shouldn't affect your intelligence. This also applies to Myers-Briggs personality types and the Big 5 personality traits. It doesn't mean you're stupid or shallow because you are talkative and like crowds. Most Sigmas, as they mature, realize there are some topics they lack knowledge on, and they will usually avoid trying to fake expertise in these areas. Number 8. Getting stuck in their own heads. Sigmas gain a deeper understanding of themselves when they are alone. They can, however, spend too much time overanalyzing everything. Even when they're among other people, they may be more focused on their own internal thoughts than they are on the group. This can lead them to feel disconnected and not present in the moment. Getting into the habit of being present while with other people or when working on their own can benefit Sigmas. The practice of mindfulness is one way to master being present in the moment. Number 9. Being too deep. It's been well established that Sigmas like deep and meaningful conversations and dislike small talk. However, diving into the conversation with topics that are too deep for a typical party can be a mistake for Sigmas. People might not want to hear the Sigma's view about the social and political problems of the world while they are trying to eat some hummus dip. In reality, most friendships are built incrementally, and often the genesis of that friendship is some shallow small talk. Number 10. Being overlooked. Sigmas are not the kind of people that like to brag about their achievements and try to win brownie points with their bosses. They tend to just get on with it and take their achievements in their stride, because after all, it comes as no surprise to a Sigma when they achieve their goals. Sometimes in life, those that shout the loudest get heard. I think most of us can relate to an occasion when a more extrovert person has gained recognition for something a Sigma would have just thought was part of doing their job. This tendency comes from Sigmas not placing too much importance on the opinions of others. However, this can cause someone to be overlooked, particularly in the workplace. Sometimes it pays to go outside your comfort zone and make sure your boss knows what an exceptional job you did on that last project. Number 11. Not realizing how important the people around them are. Sigmas often secretly enjoy it when people cancel plans with them. I think most introverts can relate to that. But it's important to understand that our friends and all the people we care about won't always be around forever. We may look back with guilt on how we let certain people drift out of our lives. It's important for Sigmas to reassure their loved ones sometimes about how much they really appreciate them.